Hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be doing a video on area and volume. So without further ado, let's head on straight into the video. First thing we need to establish is what is area and what is volume and what's the difference between them. So area is two-dimensional, while volume is talking about a three-dimensional space. So that square right there is an example of a 2D shape, but here where I'm drawing a cube, that is an example of a 3D shape. As you can see, there's a difference in how many planes there are. So there's one plane and then there's two planes. So let's start off with area. So area is basically the value of how much is inside of it. So this shaded area, that is the area. That is when you're calculating area, you're trying to find how much that shaded area is. So how would I find area exactly? Well, it's actually pretty simple. All you need to do is multiply the length by the width. So then when you multiply length by width, you'll get your area. Now how does area work in a problem? So let's say I have 5 and 4. I'll multiply them to get the area, because one's the length and one's the width. And then you'll have units squared. It's extremely important to remember that area is units squared, because the units squared essentially tells you if it's area, volume, or perimeter. So it's really important to emphasize whether it's units squared or like whatever unit you have, whether that be centimeters squared, meters squared, make sure you put the squared. Now, 7 centimeters and 5 centimeters. So we'll do the same exact thing, and then we'll go ahead and have 35 centimeters. As I said before, centimeters squared is extremely important, and it really emphasizes what you're talking about. But how do we get centimeters squared? Well, it's the centimeter times the centimeter. Because let's say I have 2 times 2, well then you have 2 squared. Now it's just for units. So now I have 200 meters times 1 meter. And even though it's a 1 meter, you still need to multiply the meters, so you'll get 200 meters squared. However, now let's move on to volume. Volume is different in the sense that it's 3D, and it tells us how much matter you could fit into a certain object, a 3-dimensional object. Now this could be like how much water would fit into this cube. It could be anywhere from, so it's really important to know how to calculate volume, especially when it comes to science experiments and science, because it tells you how much matter can fit inside a certain amount of space. And to calculate it, we do length times width times height. So you'll be multiplying 3 different numbers, 3D. So if that helps you remember, volume is 3D, so you'll be multiplying 3 different units, and area is 2D, so you'll be multiplying 2 different units. But anyways, let's say I have 4, 6, and 3. Well, all I need to do is multiply each of them, and then I'll have 12 times 6, which is 72, and then the difference here is it's units cubed. As I said before, the units squared or units cubed helps tell you whether you're talking about perimeter, volume, or area. And when it comes to volume, it's units cubed because you're multiplying the units as 3 times. So let's do another problem, shall we? So let's say we have 2 centimeters, 4 centimeters, and 8 centimeters. So we're going to do the same thing, but this time we have a unit. So it's really important to keep in mind what the unit is, and keep in mind that we need to cube it for volume. So we will have 64 centimeters cubed. Let's do one more practice problem before you guys do one on your own. So let's say we have 20 meters, 1 meter, and 5 meters. So again, we're just going to multiply all of them. But even though it's only 1 meter, we still have to keep in mind to put the meters cubed. Remember, when you have 1 meter, when anything, yes, it stays the same, like the number, you don't need to change it, like the value. Like 7 times 1 is 7, but it's still extremely important to remember to count the units. Now, you guys will have 1 minute to solve the area of this square, or this rectangle, 7 meters by 10 meters, and also the volume of this rectangular prism, which is 3 inches by 6 inches by, 12 inches by 1 inch. And as I said, you'll have 1 minute. Did you do it? Let's check if you got the correct answers. So for the first one, we're going to do 10 meters times 7 meters, which is 70 meters squared. Remember, it's meters squared for area. And then volume, let's have 12 inches times 1 inch times 3 inches, which will give us 36 inches cubed. Congrats, you made it to the end of this video. Whether it's you needed help with this concept, you wanted some extra practice, or you just wanted to review, I hope you learned something or got some extra practice. It'd mean the world to me if you subscribed and hit the notification bell so you get notified every time I post a brand new video. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. It just tells me if I need to change anything. And if you have any requests for any of my future videos, make sure to leave them in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye!